In this world, time has become currency. Genetic modifications have stopped human aging at 25. To survive, people must work to earn time and spend it to pay off their debts. The rich can live forever, but everyone else usually has less than 24 hours left. Will wakes up. He hopes that when he checks the clock on his hand, he'll have more than 24 hours. He goes to the kitchen to wish his mother a happy birthday. She looks like a 25-year-old girl, but she is actually 50. Before leaving, his mother has to work overtime and won't be home tonight. She also gives him 30 minutes of her time so he can buy lunch. On his way to work, a beggar asks Will for 1 minute, but Will gives him 5. Everyone gets 1 free year of time before turning 25, but they can't use it to cover their living expenses. At work, Will wants to have coffee with his friend, but he notices that prices have gone up since yesterday. In the factory yard, they see some workers fighting over time. The loser has to give all his time to the winner, and in the end, he dies. After a long day, Will goes to collect his wages, but he finds out besides inflation, salaries have also been reduced. That night, Will goes to a bar to drink with his friend. There, he notices a man with 116 years on his clock, who has just paid for everyone's drinks. Will warns him that this place is dangerous for him, but the man is too drunk that he doesn't care. Suddenly, a gang of time thieves enters the bar. Their leader, a 75-year-old man, forces the rich guy to fight for his 116 years. The wealthy man, already too drunk, feels sick and rushes to the restroom to vomit, but Will was hiding inside, helps him to escape. The thieves chase them, trying to steal the 116 years, but they can lose the thieves. Will, shocked by the man's actions, asks him why he's in this time zone. The wealthy man says that he has lived 105 years and he is tired of life. Will can't understand this because he has never had so much time in his life. The rich man explains why inflation is so high in poor areas because the rich people need to make sure the poor keep dying. Now Will understands why they're always poor and dying due to the poverty. The next morning, he wakes up and sees 116 years on his clock, but the rich man is gone. Looking out the window, he sees him sitting by the river, waiting to die. On the glass, he has left a message for Will. Don't waste my time. Before Will can reach him, the man's time runs out and he dies. Meanwhile, security cameras capture Will's face. Will goes to his best friend's house and tells him everything. Because they've been friends for 10 years, Will gives him 10 years of his time. His friend immediately goes to the bar. That same night, Will's mother finishes work and pays off her loan interest. She takes the bus home, but the fare has increased and she doesn't have enough time. Desperate, she starts running. Will waiting for her, but realizes she's not on the bus. Panicked, he runs toward her workplace. From a distance, they see each other. Will understands that she's in trouble and runs as fast as he can, but before he reaches her, his mother's time runs out. The next day, timekeepers find the rich man's body by the river. They don't care how he died. What matters is that more than a century is in the wrong time zone, disrupting the system's balance. Will requests a car to New Greenwich. To reach time zone 1, where the super rich people live, he must cross 12 time zones and pay several years of his time to get in. Will arrives and asks for a sweet, which surprises everyone. Will used to run, which catches this girl's attention. Meanwhile, the timekeepers check the exact moment of the wealthy man's death and scan Will's face. They quickly figure out where the missing 100 years went. Checking time logs, they find no trace of him, so they assume he has left the zone and moved to a higher one. The next morning, Will wakes up and immediately checks his clock. He still has 100 years left. He eats breakfast quickly, and even the waitress notices that he doesn't belong there. The same girl who was curious about his strange behavior yesterday sees him again today. That night, Will goes to the casino across the street, where the most powerful man in the casino is playing poker. Will bets all 100 years he has, and in the end, he wins 1,100 years. During the game, Will realizes that the girl he saw in the morning is actually the daughter of this powerful man. Her name is Sylvia. She invites Will to a party at her mansion. Will buys an expensive car to match the event and drives to the party. Mr. Weiss, Sylvia's father, introduces him to his family and tells him to enjoy himself. Will, having never been to such an elite party, is loving every moment. Later, Sylvia asks Will to dance. He takes her to the backyard and dares her to swim in the ocean. Sylvia hesitates, but she agrees. After swimming, Will and Mr. Weiss sit down for another poker game, but before they can start, timekeepers arrive. They seize all of Will's time and arrest him. The boss timekeeper tells Will that he knew his father, and Will has entered the same dangerous game that once got his father killed. Will escapes from the timekeepers, takes Sylvia hostage, and flees Time Zone 1. As they reach the poor zones, they run into a trap that's set by the time thieves. Their car's tires are punctured, and the vehicle flips over. The thieves recognize Will, but see that he has no time left, so they ignore him. Then, they notice Sylvia has nearly 100 years on her clock. They steal all of it, leaving her with just a few seconds to live. Sylvia is lucky. The sound of police cars makes the thieves run away. Will and Sylvia regain consciousness. Sylvia panics when she realizes her time has been stolen. She's never been in such a dangerous situation before. Will shares his time with her, keeping her alive. They rush to Burrell's house to take back the 10 years Will gave him earlier, but when they arrive, they find Burrell dead from drinking too much. With no other choice, Will sells Sylvia's earrings to buy 2 days of time for them. Will then forces Sylvia to call her father and demand that he distribute 1,000 years among the poor. That night, they go to Will's house. Sylvia changes into Will's mother's clothes and stays there. As they talk, they share their experiences of turning 25. For Sylvia, it felt like waking up from a dream, but for Will, it was like getting punched in the face. The next morning, Will waits to see if Mr. Weiss will distribute the time, but nothing happens. Will tells Sylvia, "You're free to go," but she refuses. She calls her father and argues with him, wanting to know why he doesn't care for his daughter. At that moment, Sylvia notices that the timekeeper is about to shoot Will, so she shoots first and takes him down. Will needs time, but the timekeeper doesn't have enough time too. Instead of letting him die, Will lends him some of his own time, saving his life. Then Will and Sylvia steal the timekeeper's car and rob the first rich person they find. Meanwhile, Raymond visits Sylvia's father and tells him his daughter is now working with Will. That same day, a woman is applying for a loan at the bank when suddenly, Will and Sylvia crash through the entrance in their stolen car. They fill their bags with time capsules and tell the people, "Take as much as you want." Then they distribute the stolen time among the poor. With this act, the balance between time zones is shattered, and people's lives begin to improve. Will and Sylvia check into a hotel, planning to stay there for a few nights. They rent out every room to keep the hotel safe. That night, the time thieves who want to catch Will and want to collect the bounty on his head kick down the door and capture them. They force Will to fight for his life. Will takes on his opponent, defeats him, and then eliminates the rest of the thieves one by one. Will's plan seems to have failed. Interest rates are rising by the minute. They decide to pull off the biggest heist yet. The next day, Sylvia turns herself in to her father, but just as he thinks it's over, Will sneaks up behind him and takes him hostage. They force him to open his vault, stealing a time capsule worth 1 million years. Escaping New Greenwich, they race toward Time Zone 12, planning to distribute the stolen time among the poor. The timekeeper, too focused on the chase, forgets to collect his daily timeshare. Will manages to deliver the capsule, but the police finally catch them. Now, both Will and Sylvia have less than 2 minutes left. Will asks the timekeeper to return the time he once gave him, but at that moment, the timekeeper realizes his own time is up. Will has one chance to survive, reach the officer's car, and take his remaining time. Desperate not to lose Sylvia like he lost his mother, Will pushes himself to the limit and they survive. Now, they continue robbing time banks, determined to bring down the system once and for all.